What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Redbeard Saga. Back with another Dove Field update video. Today is July 27th. We're out here at the Tractor Supply black oils that my daughter helped me sow. We sowed these on May the 12th. I planted some corn on May the 12th, and then it didn't rain a whole lot, so they didn't get very tall. They were planted too thick. Now, 2 weekends ago, these were real pretty, and they've really dying off quick. I don't know if it's because of the lack of rain we had early, or I don't know if they got some kind of a fungus or disease or what. Some of them will make seeds though, and we'll get out here in a week or so. Probably bush hog through here a pass or two, and then wait a couple of weeks to right before season. I might mow some more. Might leave a strip or two standing. As you can see, most of them in here made little old bitty heads. Had some make about hand size or a little better. There's a decent sized one. About a half-acre patch, quarter-acre. And we just got some dwarf corn in here. I let it get weedy. It's making some ears. What I'll probably do is right before season, probably whenever I mow the first patch, first strip, pass or two of that in a week or so through the sunflowers, I'm probably going to take out this outside row because it didn't really make no ears. And then we'll come back in a week or so after that and probably take out about this middle row. And then we'll get over on the edge of that, the sunflowers, and take out a row. And I plan to leave a couple of rows of that standing. Probably have a shooter in this patch covering this area. May have it somewhere on this side of the tree line in the yard. At least have somebody covering, because they'll fly through here from the woods, and at least need somebody on this side of the things to watch. Shoot, they can shoot birds too, but the main 4 or 5 of us will probably be on the clear fields down here, but these guys up here will probably get a good shoot too. We'll run them back and forth. So we're gonna walk down here and take a look at what's going on in the main field, and I'll pick y'all back up when we get down there. We're coming up on the main patch down here. I don't know how well you can see that. Got a few birds flying up. Been feeding a little bit of bird seed in July. What we got right here is a strip I plowed up about 2 weeks ago, and I sowed some more millet on it. It's coming up a little bit. Didn't get to drag it. It rained on me, but some of it come up and the birds fed on it. Now this millet here I planted about the middle of June. It was late to come up because it didn't get no rain, but it's really took off. Looks good. There's some volunteer in it making seed, but this ain't really shot no seed heads up yet. Walk around here. Now earlier in the year when I planted the sunflowers, I disced up over to about right here with intentions of planting a couple more rows, but I didn't get them in. But it come up in grass, and there is some volunteer millet in there. It's making some seeds. I've just been mowing a little bit of it because there's a lot of grass. And there's just a little streak of a little later volunteer right here on the edge of the millet that I sowed. It's full of weeds and stuff, but I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks to die down and that seed to turn. But we'll look in here. Here's some that I knocked down. There's seed in there. What I might do is come back through here with the zero turn and kind of blow some of this thatch off. I turned up some rocks when I plowed this, so I don't really want to set it all the way down, but see some millet sprigs are coming up there. Coffee weed. But ooh, look at there was some come up out of the sunflowers. They already using it. Now these aren't dried enough to be dropping yet, but the cardinals and the finches and other songbirds is picking some of these heads and they're knocking seed out. Some doves is in there getting some, and I'm sure they're shading, and there might be some weed seed here and there. But July 4th, disaster struck. Finally started getting some rains, and with it came some high winds, so it really uglied up a couple of sections of the field. But we still got plenty of sunflowers out here. Walk over in here and you can see I tried to tie some of these up, at least keep the heads off the ground, but they've done blowed over some more. Now what's laid on the ground, you can see it molded and rotted. Where it opened up, the weeds just come on, but it kind of tangled. As you can see, it tangled them up and I can't get through there anymore. So what weeds is here will just be here till I mow it. I mow a few sections here in a couple of weeks. I might try to come back with the sprayer and broadcast some Roundup over in here. See, there's 3 just come up out of there. They're liking it, and you can see some other patches throughout. But there's still plenty here. We're gonna be just fine. The issue I had is my population was too heavy. They're too close together, but where the stalks had some room, they tended to want to stay standing in that wind. Next year, when I plant, try to get me some help and come through after they sprout, and we'll just walk the rows and thin them out. I think ideally you'd want them about a foot apart, but I think I want to thin them to at least about 6 or 8 inches apart. I want to lose some to deer. If I thin them way out, then the deer might get the rest. They only really seem to want to bother the end rows, so I may leave the end rows a little thick. For the deer to munch on. And they don't really grow that well on this upper end. I need to get better on my fertilizing. I think a lot of the good soil's washed off this little rise down into the field. You can see the coffee weed is really wanting to take off right here. But right here where it's bad, I think I'm gonna, a lot of these are weak, I'm just gonna block it off right here and mow it down. Take care of those weeds. Figure out how I can mow it. Typically we mow a lot down, and I want to try to leave as much standing as I can, so I just have to pick my way through there with the bush hog. Said they're starting to use it, and as you can tell, these are a whole lot screener than those black oils. Lots healthier. Here's my corn patch. I had it looking pretty good, weeded out, sprayed, but the millets come on. There's weeds, but part of me, I think I'm just gonna let it ride with this volunteer millet and let it make. Mow a row or 2 out, leave some standing for cover closer to the line here. It made some ears. I don't know how well they do. Some of them's got fungus to them and stuff, but I planted it mostly for cover. I've been down here with the bush hog today. Now, I did knock down a little bit of good millet here, but I wanted to mow this where I could come down through here and not have to walk through that. But I sowed some millet in here at the same time as I did that over there. Right here it's pretty good. The further you get, the more grass, but that'll be a seed for the birds. Now here's another bad place that the wind got. Now this area right here, I may just cut across here. I don't know. Just try to make it the most easy to navigate as I can. But the further this way you come in the field, the better weed control we had. It's a tangled mess because of that wind, but there's plenty of bare dirt in there. Plenty of songbird thieves. Get right down here on the end rows. I got some good heads down here. Another section that the wind was rough in. If it wouldn't have been for all that heavy wind, this is probably the prettiest patch I've ever grown. Some good heads out here on this bottom end. Still running birds out. Now here's one of my real good ones. There's several right here like that. Did some more bush hogging down in here. Just tangled up jungle, but it's pretty clean. Really makes me happy to see them coming in and using it. I'd say we got 50 or 60 hanging around now. Seems like every few days is more and more, so that's what you want. You want them to start showing up. Just had one fly over my head, but several just flew up there and landed. But between the early volunteer millet going to seed and the feeding I've done, they're starting to come in here. I'll probably continue to feed them for the next week. But the sunflowers are about to start drying out good and dropping, and got millet coming in, and we'll get them transitioned over to that real good. I think we'll be just fine. I just wanted to do a late July update on the field, and I've been out here mowing and bush hogging today. Here in a week or so, probably about the second week of August, it'll be time to start manipulating this more, and I'll bring y'all back for that. We're almost in the home stretch here. Just a little over a month away from hopefully getting to reap the benefits of what we've been trying to do out here. As always, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. that notification bell, let you know when I post another one. Leave me a comment, a like. Let's talk dove fields. Said thank you for watching, and y'all just be safe, and y'all get ready, buckle up. The fall hunting season is coming quick. I'm ready for it. But I'll see y'all on the next one.